Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abid Kazmi and here I introduce square roots. But first try evaluating this expression what 6 squared. 6 squared is 6 times 6 which equals 36. Square roots are like working backwards. When you see this square root symbol, it means we are looking for a number whose square equals the number inside the root. So what number when we square it gives us 36? Well, that's 6. And you can read this equation as the square root of 36 equals 6. Take this up here and try another example. What's the square root of 81? In other words, what number when we square it gives us 81? The square root of 81 is 9 because 9 squared equals 81. Next, try getting a little more practice and evaluate these 4 square roots. You must have evaluated these square roots as 7, 1, 0 and 12. This is what square roots are. Now, when the number inside the root start getting bigger and bigger, it gets more and more complicated to directly identify the number whose square equals the number inside the root. Like we have 196. So it is quite complicated to directly identify the number whose square equals 196. To do this, here we learn a simpler method to find square roots named prime factorization method. Before we start discussing this method, we should know what prime factors are. So first tell what are the prime factors of 10. Here we have all the number that exactly divide 10, so these all are the factors of 10. But we select only prime ones because we need prime factors of 10. So only 2 and 5 are the prime factors of 10. Okay, after having knowledge of prime factors, we can start prime factorization method to find square roots. To find the square root of any number, we draw two lines like this and write given number up here. We use only prime numbers to divide given number, that is 196 in this example. So I have written few starting prime numbers to the right of my screen. So we use these prime numbers to find the prime factors of 196 by dividing it again and again. So we start with the very smallest prime number, that's 2. Since 2 exactly divides 192, so we write 2 over here and divide 192 by it. We start dividing with very first digit, that's 1. Since 1 is very small, so we take 0 times 0 in our first step. Subtracting 0 from 1, we left with 1. Next, we copy down next digit, that's 9. Now we have 19. So we take 2 9 times 18. Subtracting 18 from 19, we are again left with 1. Moving to the next digit, that's 6, we have 16. Now we take 2 8 times 16. 16 completely cancelled 16. So when we divide 196 by 2, we have a quotient of 98. So we write this quotient over here in the next row of our solution. Okay, we further divide 98. So again we start with the smallest prime number, that's 2. And since 2 again exactly divide 98, so we write 2 again here and divide 98 by 2. And we write the quotient in the next row. So can you judge what should be the quotient for the next row? Simply, when we divide 98 by 2, we have a quotient of 49. Okay, now we further divide 49 from the prime numbers. 2, 3 and 5 do not exactly divide 49, so we use 7 for this. So we write 7 to the left of this number and the quotient in the next row, that's also 7. Similarly, we further divide 7 and we know 7 is a prime number and it will only be divided by itself. There we go. Here we have found all the prime factors of 196. Next, we replace 196 with its prime factor inside the root like this. Next, we make a pair of same factors and write them in squared form. Squared form means like x times x equal x squared. Similarly, 2 times 2 equals 2 squared and 7 times 7 equals 7 squared. Now, as we know, square cancel square root above it, so we have single number from each pair. 2 from here and the 7 from here. Now we have single numbers, we will just simply multiply them, that equals 14. So we can say under root of 196 equals 14. So this is the prime factorization method to find square roots. What we all do, find the prime factors of the given number, make the pair of same factors and write them in squared form, and just multiply the single number from each pair. So this is the square root method. Sorry, this is the prime factorization method to find a square root. Hope you have understood and going to enjoy this practicing ahead. Best of luck.